lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masanglamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at noon.
Good afternoon and welcome to koolNews at noon. Today is October 22, 2024, and here are the headlines. Actually, before we begin with the headlines, we have some weather updates as we are checking on the Typhoon Christine right now. So yeah, the news just came in as we speak. So let me just. So yeah, we have some breaking news regarding the Typhoon Christine, and that is and that is signal number 1. It is now being raised. It is now raised in Metro Manila. So yeah, we can expect class suspensions declarations possibly for tomorrow throughout the day. So yeah, again, signal number 1 is now raised in Metro Manila. So yeah, we will get back into more. We will get back into more weather updates later, but for now, let's get into the rest of the national headlines. Continuous heavy rains brought by Tropical Storm Christine triggered landslides in Batautan and Catanduanes on Tuesday morning, October 22. Donna Bele de Jeddah, head of the Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, reported that soil and rocks from the slope started cutting down on Monday, covering a road lane in Barangay Panananggal. Motorists were advised to take precautions while a clearing operation was ongoing. A minor landslide was also reported in Barangay San Andreas early Tuesday, but both lanes were still passable to vehicles. The Jeddah said the clearing operations were put on hold as the weather threatened the clearing team. The Philippine Atmosphere, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration posted the tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 in the province on Monday. At 5 a.m., a red rainfall warning was also issued in the province, which was expected to bring severe flooding in high-risk areas. Meanwhile, at least 30 people were evacuated in Caramoran town, also in Catanduanes, due to flooding on Tuesday. The Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office said 8 families from Barangay Hitoma were evacuated from their houses at 12:05 a.m. The residents were temporarily sheltered at the barangay hall. Senator Deputy Majority Leader and Ilo's noted 1st District Representative Ferdinand Alexandro Sandro Marcos broke his silence over Vice President Sara Duterte's created against his family, saying she crossed the line with her bizarre temper tantrum towards the dead. Representative Marcos called out Duterte on Tuesday, days after Duterte threatened to dig up the body of his grandfather, former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., if the political attacks on her continue. The lawmaker also took notice of Duterte's remarks about trying to behead his father, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. For all this time, I have held my tongue out of respect for the Vice President given the mandate she was given and the responsibility which her office holds. However, as a son, I cannot stay silent while she threatens to exalt a former president and behead an incompetent one. Representative Marcos' statement read. Besides, her bizarre temper tantrum has been condemned by a nation horrified by such displays of insensitivity towards the dead and cruelty to the living, he added. According to Representative Marcos, his father did not say anything against Duterte that could be construed even a mild rebuke of her critics. He even advised me to withhold my disappointment and refrain from making a statement. However, one must draw the line at some point, and it's frankly long overdue, he added. In the press briefing last Friday, Duterte was asked if she thinks President Marcos has forgotten that it was her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, who allowed the burial of Marcos Sr. at the Lipingan ng mga bayani. Tropical Storm Christine, or Trami, prompted the suspension of operations at Cabayog Airport and the cancellation of several flights on Tuesday. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines said Samar Islands, Cabayog Airport in Cabayog City, and Cataman Airport in Northern Samar grounded all scheduled flights amid potential risk due to the weather disturbance. CAP also said that Flight TG6177 and Flight TG6178 at Masbate Airport will respond to Christine, affecting a total of 140 passengers. Moderate to heavy rainfall with light to moderate winds has reduced visibility to 1 kilometers in Masbate Airport, CAP said in its 6 a.m. situation report. CAP likewise said it is monitoring the Bicol International Airport, Iraq Airport, and Tacloban Airport, which all remain under normal operations as of Tuesday morning. It reminded its area center managers to strictly enforce the ban on light aircraft operations during inclement weather. Based on the latest forecast of the Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, Christine poses threats to the Bicol region as it was located 390 kilometers east of Iraq, Catanduanes, packing maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour and gustinas of up to 80 kilometers per hour. As of 5 a.m. on Tuesday, Pagasa raised tropical cyclone with signal number 1 over 24 areas nationwide. Since this tropical cyclone is still over the Philippine Sea, rapid intensification is not ruled out given the favorable environmental conditions, Pagasa noted. The state weather agency said Christine may reach the severe tropical storm category by Wednesday, October 23, and make landfall over Isabela by Wednesday evening. Pagasa said Christine is projected to go northwestward to west-northwestward until Thursday, October 24, before turning westward for the rest of the forecast period and leave the Philippine area of responsibility by Friday evening, October 25. Classes in many parts of the country were suspended on Tuesday, October 22, as Christine is intensified into a tropical storm. Due to the weather conditions, the following areas declared class suspensions on Tuesday, so few are the following locations. For Luzon, Aurora, all levels public and private. Cavite Province, all levels public and private until October 23. Laguna, Cavite, and Santa Maria, all levels public and private. Quezon, Calooc, and Polillo, all levels public and private. Quezon, Catanduanes, and Infanta, preschool to senior high school, public and private. Albay, Pagkaykay, Daraga, Guinobatan, Legazpi City, Ligao City, Malilipot, Manito, Polangui, Santo Domingo TV, all levels public and private. Camiresor, all levels public and private. Naga City, Iraq, Catanduanes, all levels public and private. Bulusan, Sorsogon, all levels public and private until October 23. Same for Santa Magdalena, Sorsogon. Isurin, Sorsogon City, Romblon Province, all levels public and private, and Buena Vista, Marinduque, face-to-face classes from preschool to senior high school. For Visayas, for Bohol, preschool to senior high school, public and private. Northern Samar and Tanunan, Yete, all levels public and private. For Samar, Calbayog City, Capalocan City, Santa Margarita, Tarangan, all levels public and private. Talisay City, Negros Occidental, and Bulacan City, preschool to senior high school, public and private. And for Mindanao, Talisay, Misamis Oriental, Sibuco, Zamboanga del Norte, and Samar, Calbayog City, Catbalocan City, Santa Margarita, Tarangan, all levels public and private. And the Philippine Coast Guard suspended at-sea travel on Tuesday, October 22 in the island province of Marinduque and Romblon due to rough sea conditions caused by Tropical Storm Christine. In an advisory posted on its Facebook page around 7:30 a.m., the PCG district started Tagalog cited the 5 a.m. bulletin by the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration. This station is temporarily suspending voyages of all vessels watercraft flying the route within the area of responsibility of Gulf Coast Station, Marinduque, due to the hosting of tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 over the whole province of Marinduque and the possible effect of inclement weather, the PCG DST said. On Tuesday morning, the PCG station in Romblon, likewise under DCWS or Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 1, suspended sea travel on the island. The PCG reminded all sea vessels to take precautionary measures and be extra vigilant in monitoring the movement of the tropical storm if deemed to be affected by the weather disturbance. The authorities said voyages would resume under further notice and upon improvement of weather and sea conditions. It is now 12:11 in the afternoon, and we will return with more news headlines along with the coverage of Typhoon Christy. Stick around, we will be right back.
Mas matindi na ang init at ulan ngayon. Kaya dapat Elastosil na with Solasomer 3X formula. UV resistant, puno ng flexible premium polymers. Matibay, 3 times na tumatagal.
Versus competing brand.
Tag-init o tag-ulan, Elastosil mo yan. Pioneer, do it right.
Masakit ang ulo ko.
Greg, may work pa. I-Biogesic mo na yan.
Gamot agad? Baka may side effects.
Iba ang Biogesic. Most doctor-prescribed brand sa sakit ng ulo at lagnat.
Aba, maingat nga.
Jody Santa Maria po. Sa sakit ng ulo o lagnat, Biogesic agad. Alagang Unilab yan. Paracetamol is a generic name of Biogesic. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Yay! Konti na lang! Tapos na tong school project ko! Today pala deadline nito!
Lagot!
Bakit nga ba ako pumasok dito sa kusina?
Ano nga ba kukunin ko?
Nako po!
Incorrect password? Ano nga ba yung password ko?
Ano nga ba? Memo Plus Gold with Bacopa Monnieri Extract. Iba ang Brainy Good.
Mahalagang paalala, ang Memo Plus Gold ay hindi gamot at hindi maaaring gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Ayos lang! Basta kasama! Konting Tanduay Light! Buo ang kalooban!
Tanduay Light. Gaan ang tama, gaan ang may kasama. Drink responsibly.
Where does your power really come from?
Power to learn.
Power to cure.
Power to create.
Power to connect with loved ones. Hello? Mom?
At Aboitiz Power, we aim to provide reliable and sustainable energy. Powering you and life. Aboitiz Power. We power you.
Dati, wala pang aray sa likod! At dati, wala pang aray sa kasukasuan!
Paulit-ulit ang pain? Magskalan!
Sa Skelan ang daling gumalaw, long-lasting bisa buong araw. Tuloy-tuloy ang ginhawa ko. Pag-aray dapat Skelan.
Unilab yan.
Para sa babalik-balik nga sakit, Eskilan!
Up to 12 hours relief. Naproxen sodium is the generic name of Scalan. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ba't nag-abala ka pa?
May pasta na kasing expanded centenarian lorry sa Natambong Revilla. Mga 80, 85, 90 at 95. May 10,000 na.
Hindi na pala ako maghihintay ng 100.
Kahit mag 100 ka pa, may 100,000 ka pa rin.
Sa mga lolo at lola na edad 80, 85, 90, 95, magtungo lamang po sa pinakamalapit na tanggapan ng OSCA para maalalayan kayo sa proseso ng pag-claim ng benepisyong ito. Isa lamang ito sa ating inakdang batas para sa ating mga nakatatanda. Ito po si Senator Bong Revilla.
This is a period where it's been baby's production.
Sahod, hindi limo. Sweldo, hindi ayuda. Imbes nag-aabot ng barya, bigyan ng dignidad ang ating magsasaka. Samahan niyo ako at ating busugin ang mga nagpapakain sa atin.
Senator Ivy Marcos para sa magsasakang Pilipino.
Namiss kita. Ikaw pa rin ang hinahanap-hanap ko. Alam ko you're still the one. Buti na lang, mas affordable na versus previous price. Ang best tasting creamer para sa kape mo. Coffee Mate.
Takbo na sa pinakamalapit na Home Along. Cash in or installment, pwede dito. Get a chance to win your dream motorcycle. Purchase any Prestige, Round, and Sakura appliances, and for every 3,000 peso single receipt, you are entitled for one raffle ticket, making lives better at Home Along. Promo runs to March 31, 2025. Kaya sa Home Along, para na!
Hi! Christine Hermosa po ito. Ang family soap namin, di mahal. Pero ang nakukuha
nakuha namin, priceless. Hi, Christine! Looking younger every day, ah.
Fresh. Laging blooming. Ang kinis.
Grabe, kaya lalong in love sa'yo si Oyo eh.
Ganyan pag ang kutis, alaga. Kitang-kita ang ganda. Silk of papaya soap with regular use.
Sa 65 grams, 18 pesos lang na SRP, achieve mo ang kutis alaganda. Ala Christine Hermosa with regular use. Bili na!
Hey you. Yeah, you. I know what you're thinking. You're craving something more. Something beyond the ordinary. Something wild. You want to explore. You want to connect. You want to feel truly alive. And you know what? You deserve it. So awaken that side of you. The side that longs for adventure. For the thrill of the unknown. Go ahead. Embrace the moment. Premier condoms. Wild because you can.
Pare, alam mo ba pag may diabetes, humihina ang immune system. Kaya sabi ng mga pro, araw-araw mag-Immune Pro.
The only one with Zinc Plus technology. Kaya buo ang vitamin C at zinc at most prescribed by doctors. Tulungang palakasin ang immune system with proper diet and exercise. Magtiwala sa Pro. Immune Pro.
Unilab yan.
Sodium ascorbate plus zinc is the generic name of Immune Pro. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ang Chicken Joy! Chicken Joy is na!
Ang pinakamasarap bigger na.
Best tasting na! Our biggest pa! Ito ang Chicken Joy! Yes! Best tasting na! Our biggest pa! Ito ang Chicken Joy! Yes!
Starts at 82 pesos pa rin. Price varies. Bigger claim is versus previous size. Best tasting claim is based on quantitative brand and product imagery study conducted by SCMI last November 2023.
Talagang tuwang-tuwa ka pa sa pagligo sa alulod, ha? Umuwi ka ng bata ka at maligo?
Hugas ka ng maigi, ha? Galing ka ba sa bukid?
Hugasan mo yung kutsara bago mo gamitin. Baka naihian niya ng daga.
Walang pinipiling lugar ang leptospirosis. Sa school, sa daan, kahit pa sa iyong tahanan. Maglinis, magmasid, mag-ingat. Labanan ng leptospirosis. Kung may posibleng exposure, konsulta tayo sa pinakamalapit na health facility. Para sa libreng konsulta at reseta, tumawag sa DOH Hotline 1555.
Ohio! Don't you love it when good mornings start like this? Then like this. And then, wait for it. A morning cup of soup? Yes, soup. Try new Ajinomoto Soup and Go and make it your new morning habit. Comes in creamy corn, creamy potato, or creamy pumpkin. Great with bread too.
Ohio Soup and Go. Ajinomoto.
Every emotion tells a love story. At Siesta Musica.
There must be love somewhere in my life. Something about your touch when I'm
precious and few are the moments we took.
Your greatest love songs all the way from 2 to 4 every Saturday at Siesta Musica. Join Dream Car the announcer at Siesta Musica every Saturday from 2 to 4 in the afternoon dito sa inyong nag-iisang himpilan, Cool FM. Mapapakool ka dito!
Feeling good while you work. Cool FM.
Welcome back to Cool News Upload. Let's continue with the headlines. The net income of the Bangko Sentro ng Pilipinas went up by more than 400% in January to July this year. Preliminary data from the PSP showed that net income rose to 95.2 billion pesos as of end July, up by 414% from the 18.5 billion pesos in the same period last year. Revenues increased by 57.1% to 190.6 billion pesos from 121.3 billion pesos. Data showed that interest income accounted for more than half of the central bank's revenues during the period at 140.2 billion pesos from 109.6 billion pesos last year. Miscellaneous income, which includes trading gains or losses, fees, penalties, and other operating income, likewise rose to 50.2 billion pesos from 11.7 billion pesos a year ago. The PSP expenses, meanwhile, amounted to 125.7 billion pesos, lower than last year's 137.1 billion pesos. Broken down, expenses went up to 98.4 billion pesos from 94.6 billion pesos. On the other hand, other expenses, which also include net trading losses, declined to 27.4 billion pesos from 42.5 billion pesos. Net income before net gain on foreign exchange rates, fluctuation, income tax, and capital reserves amounted to 64.9 billion pesos, a turnaround from the 14.8 billion pesos loss a year ago. A separate data showed that the central bank's total assets increased by 9.4% to 7.95 trillion pesos as of July from 7.27 trillion pesos in 2023. Bulk of the PSP's assets are international reserves, which went up to 6.2 trillion pesos from last year's 5.4 trillion pesos. The total liabilities went up by 8.2% to 7.7 trillion pesos from 7.1 trillion pesos in January to July 2023. The BSP's net worth was at 230.9 billion pesos, higher by 37.2% from last year's 130.3 billion pesos. And the Philippines and the United Emirates on Monday resumed the negotiations for their planned free trade agreement, with both sides striving to complete the technical discussions this week. Philippine Trade Undersecretary Alan Gebti, who's leading the negotiations happening in Dubai for the Southeast Asian countries, said they will hold talks under one state to complete the remaining work for the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. For this round of technical discussion and negotiations, we are working to substantially conclude the debt space as well as the market access negotiation, with the view that by the end of October or first week of November, we can conclude the negotiations, Gebti told the Inquirer in the Fiber message. We are left with few outstanding issues, so hopefully we can resolve them, he said further. Gebti added he will meet with his counterpart on Friday to discuss and resolve any remaining issues. The first round of the CEPA negotiations this year, which lasted 3 days, was also held in Dubai back in May. The second one was held in Manila mid-July, while a third one was held virtually late September. In previous interviews, Gebti had said that the Philippines was targeting to expand its market access of export halal-related products in the Middle East third country under the CEPA. Further market access of other goods, including tropical goods and garments, as well as high-end finished consumer goods like luxury watches, notes, and other leather products, are also on the table. The CEPA will become the Philippines' fourth bilateral FTA. If it pushes through, next to the Philippines-South Korea FTA in 2023, the Philippines-Japan Economic Partnership Agreement in 2006, and the European Free Trade Association in 2016. Sought for comment, China Bank Capital Corporation Managing Director Juan Papalo Golet told Inquirer that the proposed free trade agreement is expected to boost the country's exports of goods to the UAE, which is a gateway to the much larger Gulf market. What is important is that we are able to finalize a win-win deal that gives competitive Filipino businesses greater access to promising economies in the Middle East, Golet said. This initiative, should also be taken in the context of the government's broader strategy of developing our export markets through bilateral trade agreements, he added. Further, he said that the expansion of exports is crucial to supporting higher gross domestic market growth, expressing hope that all these efforts lead to a better overall trade balance. He added that the last time the Philippines saw a surplus was in May 2015. Two-way trade between the two countries reached $1.88 billion in 2023, with exports of the Southeast Asian nation totaling $341.97 million while imports from the Middle Eastern country were valued at $1.54 billion according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. Time for the international headlines. U.S. Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris made a push to woo moderates in her rivals camp in 3 swing states Monday, while Donald Trump slapped the government's response to Hurricane Helene as he toured the devastated state of North Carolina. With just over 2 weeks until Election Day, the Democratic Vice President and her Republican opponent are on a blitz through the battleground that will decide the outcome in the race that polls say is too close to call. On Monday, Harris appealed in Pennsylvania alongside Liz Cheney, a prominent Republican, who called on undecided voters to reject the kind of withdrawal that we have seen from Donald Trump. Trump toured storm-damaged Asheville and repeated conspiracy theories about the government's disaster response. Later, at a rally in Greenville, he hammered home his campaign message that immigrants were looting, ransacking, raping, and pillaging the country. A Peruvian court on Monday sentenced former President Alejandro Toledo to more than 20 years in prison for accepting multi-million-dollar bribes from scandal-hit Brazilian construction conglomerate of Odebrecht. The Superior Court accepted the prison term recommended by the prosecution and announced at the hearing attended by the 78-year-old who led the South American nation from 2001 to 2006. Toledo, a U.S.-trained economics with a doctorate from Stanford University, maintained he was innocent and asked for leniency, saying he has cancer and heart problems. I want to go to the private clinic. I ask you please to let me get better or die at home, he said at the hearing last week. Toledo appeared calm in court as he was found guilty of collusion and money laundering for having received $35 million from Odebrecht. He took notes but did not speak at Monday's hearing, smiling nervously as the reading of the verdict made it clear that he had been convicted. The court found that he had accepted bribes in exchange for tenders to build 2 sections of an international highway linking the Pacific coast of Peru and the Atlantic coast of Brazil. Toledo's lawyer told reporters that he will appeal the sentence. And Lebanon said 4 people, including a child, were killed Monday in Israeli airstrikes near the country's biggest public hospital close to South Beirut, with state media reporting a dozen raids. The Israeli enemy strike near the Hariri hospital killed, in the primary toll, 4 people, including a child, and injured 24. The health ministry said, adding it had caused significant damage to the hospital. In a separate statement, the ministry said the strike hit the entrance to the hospital, which is still operating and receives a large number of patients. It denied claims by the Israeli army that Hezbollah had stored $500 million under the Al-Hel hospital in South Beirut. Lebanon's national news agency reported at least 3 Israeli strikes on the outside district of South Beirut. While most districts of Beirut's southern suburbs have been empty for almost a month, the intensively packed residential area of outside was still filled with people because it had never been targeted before. And finally, in showbiz news, its Showtime host Vice Ganda Carlisle and Ryan Bang kicked off its annual Magpasikat segment with an emotional performance featuring special appearances from P-pop group SB19, 2-time Olympic gold medalist Carlos Yulo, and young actor-comedian Arwan Brigula as they highlighted messages of hope in difficult times. The production number began with Carlisle opening up about the recent death of his father and how it taught her to hold on to hope in dealing with life. Carlisle broke down in tears as she shared that she hopes her father knows how much she loves him and that he hears the song she recently wrote for him, which she performed afterwards. Meanwhile, Bank, before performing an interpretive dance, tearfully looked back on the separation of his parents, saying that when he was a kid, his only hope in life was to never hear his parents fight. When he got older and his parents reconciled after the divorce, Bank said that was the time hope was also brought back to life. Vice Ganda, for his part, was asked about his viral moment when he broke down in tears on national television during an interaction between him and the mini Miss U contestant in August 2023. The comedian host explained that it was a difficult time for him as he was then dealing with the constant bashing about his relationship with Ian Perez and the demolition job against his showtime. He shared that he was able to gather hope from the support from his co-hosts and the netizens. And that is it for koolNews at noon. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback that you would like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvhphilippines.news@gmail.com. And we will return with more news headlines along with the latest weather coverage on Typhoon Christine later on koolNews at 4. Till then, I'm Carlo. Good afternoon.